So today is Halloween, and we don't have a new set of Halloween characters. That sucks. I very much doubt they're gonna do a Halloween event next month, so I think we can skip out on these characters now. And I think FGO JP didn't have a Halloween event either, man. That sucks. Did Halloween get less important while I wasn't watching or something? That's really disappointing. I guess we'll have to deal with the normal update then. So the first thing that we have is the Lucifer event. This one is rerunning, and it has something really cool in the shop. These arm coins, which you can exchange in the shop, of course, for some actual arms. And the arm coin shop actually has two elemental weapons, an earth and a fire weapon. So if you don't have those elements yet, I highly recommend you pick those up and then exchange them, or not exchange them, just turn them into gears and then slap them onto whatever you want. And then the other one is the Ashton one, which also has some coins in the shop, and these are dual blade coins, which you can exchange for the Mephistophar, which has the ice element on it, which is also really cool. So again, be sure to pick up these coins and exchange them for the Mephistophar. But aside from that, I don't think there's anything else that's noteworthy. And up next, we have a new supremacy, the Sea Dragon Chieftain. This guy is from the summer event, the second summer event, part 1, I think. And I've heard some terrible things about this guy. Apparently, he's really difficult, which you can also see in the somewhere in the description, because I think it says that he has 2 minions who can heal him whenever they die. So that's kind of very unfortunate, and I'm not looking forward to fighting this guy, because I mean, I already had trouble with the administered gear, so I can't wait to see how bad of a disaster this is going to be. But as always, be sure to do this at least 3 times this month to get all 6 of these coins, which you can then exchange in the shop. Be sure to pick up the magical hammer. That's probably the most important thing here. And the Welch's grease is also really good if you want to remove some gears from other weapons and then put them on other weapons. And up next, we have the last part of the Persona event, so be sure to clear all of this stuff out before the 7th of November. So we have a new currency, the blank card red, which you can exchange in a box gacha. Always be sure to clear out the first 2 boxes, because those have the good stuff, and then the third one, you can do whatever you want with that. And we also have a new accessory, which is the something down here, the Rose Buckle, which decreases AP cost by 15% whenever the hit count is above 150 hits, and gives you anti-flinch while charge assaulting. Overall, this seems like a very good accessory, mostly because of the AP cost reduction, which I think this is the first accessory we have that has 15% AP cost reduction. At 150 hit count is also not that difficult to reach, so very good accessory. Be sure to pick that one up, because I'm pretty sure it won't be available ever again. Well, I think they might rerun it sometime in the future, but you're gonna have to wait a while. And then the rerun accessory that we have is the Platinum Bracelet, which increases attack damage by 10% whenever the hit count is above 150 hits, and gives you taunt plus 3. Again, not that bad. Attack damage is kind of common on defenders, I guess, and taunt plus 3 is also really good for defenders, so you might have to pick and choose characters that it actually works with, but overall not too terrible. And for the boss, we still have Shadow Ray. Now, I'm pretty sure she's not that difficult, even on Misery 3, if the things I've heard are correct, so I guess we'll find that out in just a second. And they're also having a sale on the regular gacha. I don't recommend that you pull on this, because the pool of 5 stars is massive. There is no guarantee that you're going to get what you want, so it's just a waste of gems. Mostly you would do this for like limit breakers and stuff, but I wouldn't really bother with it. And something else that's pretty cool is this right here, the Memorial Banner. So all 6 of those characters are on Raid Up, or I guess I shouldn't really say Raid Up, because they're the only characters in the pool. So if you happen to pull a 5-star, it's guaranteed to be one of these. Now, you're not guaranteed to get a 5-star with every pull. It's just that these are the only 5 stars you can get. And I think the 18% right here is a little higher than normal. I think it's usually 16%, whereas this one's always 6%, so you do have better chances of pulling who you want, but it's still a 1 in 6, so if you like those odds, then if you're a gambling man, go for it. Personally, I don't really want to do it with those odds, but if you want multiple characters from this banner, like Edge Raimi, like freaking Bridal Raimi and Bright Claire, then you have a 2 in 6, so I like those odds. So in that case, you might as well roll on this. And they also gave the bunnies buffs, which makes me wonder why they didn't do it the last time that got a rerun, but I guess they were saving it for now. So the Bunny Maria now has AP cost minus 50% on a perfect dodge. She increases everybody's attack by 30% and increases the damage that enemies take by 30% whenever Maria is at full health. Her rush now has a 5500% multiplier, as it should have, and her Storm Edge Arts now has a 1370% multiplier. Now, Bunny Maria was already pretty decent before this, but, you know, she's a bit better now. Not too much, but I guess her numbers are a little higher. She still needs the AP cost reduction, so you still have to get those perfect dodges. But now she also has the damage against enemies, which is a very rare buff, and it stacks with most of the other damage buffs. So as long as she's at full health, which isn't too difficult with Bunny Maria, because she has her own innate lifesteal. So a standard 30% damage increase against enemies, that's a very good buff. So overall, Bunny Maria, still really good. Her rush can now do some real damage with that 3500 attack stat. Overall, Bunny Maria, very nice. And Bunny Maria also got some buffs. She now has a 25% damage reduction for the entire party, and for herself it's still a 30-50, but now it's whenever she's below 70% HP instead of the 50% HP from before, so she's a bit tankier. Then she also increases the critical hit chance of the entire party by 35% and their crit damage by 55% whenever they're not in front of the target. And then lastly, she reduces the cast time for herself by 80%, so she is a bit faster. Her rush went up to 4000%, and then 2 of her attacks got some small buffs. The problem with Mirage is that she doesn't really have much going for herself other than the 25% damage reduction. I guess she would be very good for high difficulty fights in public lobbies because she has those crits, which means everybody should be able to do a lot of damage, and damage reduction of course helps out a lot during like supremacy runs, for instance, and the cast time reduction makes her a bit faster when healing now. So overall, she isn't terrible, but then again, she also isn't the best one out there. And lastly, we'll move on to the weapons. The first one is Sinai's Celestial Sword, which gives you light imbuement, increases light damage by 40%, which goes up to 80% whenever a target is weak to light. And the last factor, whenever you charge assault from long range to close range, you recover 5% HP. This is a very powerful one-handed sword. It's also the first one with the 80% elemental damage factor, so it's a really good one, and it's also limited. But we do have a free light one-handed sword in the coin shop, so you don't really need this if you're free to play, and we have tons of other light weapons in the gacha as well, so you might end up pulling those through tickets. So I wouldn't really say this one is necessary, but it is, like I said, it is limited, so it would be a good idea to throw a pull at this, or at least use your weapon tickets now. And next we have the Corometheus, which gives you fire imbuement, fire damage plus 50%, a 90-10 guts whenever you're at long range, and increases in damage by 40% whenever you're at 100% HP. And this is the first fire orb that we have, and it's amazing how it's limited too, so if you don't pick it up now, you're gonna have to gear that element into your orbs. So this one is of course a no-brainer. Be sure to roll on this if you're using orb characters. The 90-10 guts does come in handy, especially when you're using an orb healer, which I think Sophia might be the only one, so maybe not orb healers, but it's very good for Futaba. So if you're using Futaba or any other orb user, be sure to roll on this. Well, any other non-casting orb user, I should say. And then we have the Crescent Recover, which gives you Dark Imbuement, Dark Damage plus 40%, increases attack damage by 40% whenever the hit count is above 200 hits, and the last factor gives you Anti-Flinch while charge assaulting and reduces the damage that you take by 20%. And this one is luckily not limited, so it stays in the gacha, but we do have one other bow already. Unfortunately, it's a 900 attack stat bow, so this one is way better. It also has the dark damage plus 40%, but if you have that other bow, the Ebony Stringer, you technically don't need to roll on this, but again, it's still a really good one, and this gacha, it's still a really good gacha to roll on, seeing as how it has these two weapons that are also really good. So even if you have the Ebony Stringer, you might still want to throw a pull at this. And lastly, we have the Pinky Bear Head, which gives you Dark Imbuement. It gives you 30% extra dark damage, increases crit damage by 60% whenever the hit count is above 100 hits, and the last factor reduces damage that you take by 30% while you're attacking. And this is an axe. You don't really see those very often, so that's pretty cool. And I think axes now have full elemental coverage. I think this is the only element they were missing. So Axe Master Race, I guess, everybody should switch to axes now. Now, it has the 60% critical damage, which is good, but you also need to have innate critical chance to really make it work. So if you don't have that, then it doesn't really come in handy. And dark damage plus 30%, you know, of course, increases your damage output. Now, this is the worst weapon on this banner, but it's still not bad by any means. Overall, this is a really good banner, and I encourage everybody to do at least one pull on this banner in the hopes of getting this weapon and then turning it into a gear because of that last factor. That would be, that's probably a waste, so don't do that. But overall, very good banner. Make sure you do at least one pull on this. Alright, oh! Alright, we have, Futaba, Makoto, and 33% Persona Tika. Right, let's do this. Okay. Oh, and I'm using Bunny Maria just to see what those buffs did. You know. Now, I don't exactly know this fight. Yeah, I need to be careful of that. I think she's hit me with that a couple times. Is she targeting me? No, she isn't. Oh, wait. I guess they survived. Uh-oh. What is that? Isn't there another one? I think I saw that attack in Misery 2, so I do kind of know what that is. Okay. Good. I was panicking there a little bit, but I think we're all right. We do have Makoto stunning, so this should be. It should go pretty smoothly. Unfortunately, wait. Makoto, does he have additional hits? I think he does. Maybe. Because, I mean, Roddick does, but this isn't Roddick. Give me 1 second. Please last a little while longer. Hit counter, AP. Doesn't look like he has an additional hit. I don't think anybody else does. Does Reina? Reina does not either. Crap. That kind of sucks, but, you know what, whatever. What is that? A caster attack? Or a symbology attack? Holy shit! Look at these numbers! And I can just keep spamming it. God, man, AP cost reduction, so nice. Oh, here we go. No! Wouldn't it be funny if I just got one shot by something now? Wow! 680, that's ridiculous. How many hits does this attack do? Okay. What's happening here? Well, okay, I'm just gonna look into Bunny Maria here. Let's see what she can do. Bunny Maria. What do you got? It does 5 hits. So 5 hits at 600,000. Holy shit, man! That's as powerful as some people's rushes. And with the crits too. Awesome. Okay, I think we need to get the bunker going. I can't initiate it, so I'm hoping that I don't get one shot like that. Wow, that was pretty impressive. But I think they got this. I don't even know what I got one shot by. It was like an icicle that shot me. I need to be careful of that attack. Don't even know what it was, and I forgot I had the bunny mask on. That's interesting. Well, that didn't go too well for me, but I mean, at least we got it. Bunny Maria looks pretty good. 600,000 per hit, very nice. All right, and I guess we are done now. So. The Persona event is ending next week. Very unfortunate, but we'll do some more multiplayer in that just to finish everything up. But aside from that, I guess I'll see you guys later. Peace!